Hello friends, welcome back to my channel eBiology and stuff. Hope you all are doing well. So today we are starting with another section of your CSIR NET syllabus, that is Unit 2 and Section B, Cellular Organization, and I think the name is Structural Organization and Function of its Intracellular Organelles. So from that we are starting with the nucleus. This is the general structure of the nucleus, in which you can see the outer membrane is known as nuclear envelope. This nuclear envelope having outer portion, outer membrane, and an inner membrane, and the space between the outer and inner membrane is known as perinuclear space. The outer membrane is in continuation with endoplasmic reticulums, which are having ribosomes. So these are the type of rough endoplasmic reticulum, and this particular nuclear envelope is having pores in between, and these pores are known as nuclear pores. The function of nuclear envelope is it separates the chromatin material from the cell cytoplasm and helps in compartmentalization of the cell. Means it is forming a compartment which is the nucleus. The nuclear pores allows the diffusion of small molecules and certain ions inside the nucleus. These nuclear pores, they allow the movement of certain ions and small molecules freely inside the nucleus, and also some proteins or enzymes which are required inside the cell are transported through this nuclear pore. These pores are nothing but the channels surrounded by the proteins, and whatever enzymes, metabolites are needed inside the nucleus to perform different processes, which we are going to know further in these slides only. These are transported through this nuclear pore inside the nucleus. Then we have the ground substance, that is known as nucleoplasm. In nucleoplasm, chromatin is there, and a dense looking structure is nucleolus. Everything in detail we will see in next slides. So this is the electron microscopic structure of nucleus, in which you can see very clearly the outer membrane, the inner membrane. The space between two membranes is perinuclear space, or perinuclear space, and the outer membrane is in continuation with rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then inside the ground substance is nucleoplasm, in which we have chromatin. Chromatin is of two types: heterochromatin, the inactive form of chromatin, and euchromatin, the active form of chromatin, that we will see later. Then this dense portion is the nucleolus. The dense portion is the nucleolus, and whatever the chromatin is surrounding the nucleolus is known as perinuclear chromatin, and whatever chromatin is present inside this nucleolus is known as intranuclear chromatin. So the chromatin material which is surrounding the nucleolus is perinuclear chromatin, and which is inside the nucleolus is intranuclear chromatin. Now some points about the nucleus. The first point is the nucleus is the largest organelle inside the cell, taking up about 1/10 of the entire cell volume and of 6 micron meter average size. That we all know that the average size of nucleus is 6 micron meter, and it is the largest cell organelle of the cell, both in plant and animal cell. The position of the nucleus I already discussed in my previous video. Again I will tell you In animal cell, the nucleus is in the center, and in plant cells, nucleus is pushed toward the peripheral space, or it is near the cell membrane. Why? Because plants have large vacuoles, they push nucleus towards the periphery. Now it is the largest organelle, so it is taking about 1/10 of the entire cell. Now all eukaryotic cells have nucleus, or the surrounded by the nuclear membrane. In prokaryotes we don't have this nucleus with the nuclear membrane. Only in eukaryotic cells this type of nucleus is present, but there are some exceptions like erythrocytes. I already explained in previous videos that during maturation they lost nucleus, and in some slime molds also there are more than one nucleus. Like erythrocytes, they are generally only one nucleus is present per cell, but in some eukaryotic cells there is no nucleus, that is enucleated cells like erythrocytes, or there are more than one nucleus like slime molds. In some type of muscular cells also we have more than one nucleus. Now the nucleus is termed as command center of the cells. The reason is the chromatin, that is the genetic material. Chromatin is made up of DNA and it is the genetic material. So whatever is going to happen, whatever the fate of the cell is there, stored inside the genetic material only. So it is known as command center, means whatever nucleus is going to command in the form of information, that cell is going to do. There is another layer below the inner nuclear membrane. That layer is known as fibrous lamina. This fibrous lamina is made up of protein filaments, and these protein filaments are in very condensed form and act as cytoskeleton. Now we all know what is the function of a skeleton. It provides mechanical strength or mechanical reinforcement to the membrane. So what this fibrous lamina is doing, it is providing mechanical reinforcement or the strength to the nuclear membrane and act as a nuclear cytoskeleton and made up of protein filaments. Now the ground substance is your nucleoplasm, that is also known as karyoplasm or nucleus sap, the another name. This ground substance having enzymes, then dissolved salts and several organic molecules. And this act as a cushion to this nucleoplasm ground substance. It acts as a cushion to protect the nucleolus and the chromosomes with the maintenance of nuclear shape. So this ground substance is pushing the nuclear membrane towards outside and maintaining the circular shape of the nucleus, and also it protects the nucleolus because it doesn't have any membrane, so it acts as a cushion for the nucleolus. Then what is this nucleolus? This is the prominent structure of the nucleus. As the nucleus is the prominent structure of the cells, nucleolus is the prominent structure of the nucleus. This nucleolus doesn't have any surrounding membrane, and the main function of nucleolus is transcription and processing of the ribosomal genes. What is transcription? Transcription is RNA synthesis from the DNA, and also helping in processing of the ribosomal genes to form different types of ribosomes. Now its size depends on the molecular processes of the cell. Like the activity of the cell decides the size of nucleolus. If cell is dividing, we all know after prophase this nucleolus start disappearing, and if the cell is in active phase, like if it needs the RNA synthesis, the transcription or processing of genes or any metabolic activities, then the size of nucleolus will increase and will help nucleus to command the cell for different functions. Then the most important part of the nucleus is chromatin. The main parts of chromosome is the centromere, that is also known as kinetochores, then telomeres and chromatids. These are two chromatids, two sister chromatids, 1 and 2. Both are having P arm, shorter arm, and Q arm, the longer one. Okay, telomere, centromere and chromatids. This telomere and centromere is the part of chromatid only. Now, how this chromosome is arranging inside the nucleus. So we all know the DNA double helix. This DNA is wrapped around the histone proteins. Then these wrapped histone proteins condensed with each other to form the chromatin fiber that arranged in the form of chromosome. So first is DNA double helix, which is wrapping around the histones H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. There are total 8 histone cores, the 4-4 set, and then a linker histone, that is H1 histone. Whatever this portion with 8 histone and the DNA wrapped around it is known as nucleosomes. The 8 histone core having the DNA wrapped around it is known as nucleosome, and the DNA with H1 histone is known as linker DNA. Here you can see this is the nucleosome and this is the linker DNA. So the DNA is wrapped around these nucleosomes. Then these nucleosomes condensed to form the chromatin fiber, and fiber forms the chromosomes. Here you can see with ease. Here this is the chromatin looking like noodles, but these are not noodles, these are chromatin. And how this chromatin is arranging to form the chromosome. So here you can see this is our DNA double helix. Now it is wrapping around these histone proteins. Then this nucleosome and linker DNA, they are getting condensed to form the chromatin fiber, and this chromatin fiber is then arranging in the form of this chromosome. Got it? DNA wrapping around the histones form nucleosome and linker DNA, condensing to form solenoid chromatin fiber, and then the final condensed structure of the chromosome. Next, I promised you to explain heterochromatin and euchromatin. So what is heterochromatin? Actually, the heterochromatin is the condensed form of chromatin which is inactive, and euchromatin is the released form or relaxed form of the chromatin which is active. Here you can see when chromatin is arranged as heterochromatin, it is methylated. So if the methyl group is attached to DNA, the nucleosomes will packed tightly. Because of this packing, DNA will not be available for any type of enzymes or transcription factors to access. So these are the inactive forms. Why these are inactive? Because these are packed together, and after packing the gene is not available or DNA is not available for the transcription factors and various enzymes. So these are inactive forms. And in euchromatin, this methyl group is replaced by acetyl groups. Because of this replacement, packing of nucleosomes just opened and convert it into a relaxed form, so that the DNA is now accessible and enzymes, transcription factors can go and bind to this DNA so that this will express, and that means the action is performing. So these are active forms. So what is the major difference is actually the methyl group and acetyl group. Methyl group leads them to pack together and acetyl group leads them to relax. So euchromatin is the active form and the heterochromatin is the packed form. When we stain this chromosome, so whatever is the heterochromatin, it stains darker, and whatever portion is euchromatin, it stains lighter. Heterochromatin stains darker and euchromatin stains lighter. What is the nucleus chemical composition? In nucleus, 9 to 12% is DNA, then 15% stones, 65% enzymes, neutral proteins and acid proteins, 5% RNA, 3% lipids. 3% lipids, 5% RNA, 65% metabolic enzymes, proteins and neutral proteins, 15% histone, that means the basic proteins. Histones are basic in nature. 9 to 12% is DNA, chromatin. Now what are the, so from the last slides what we come to know, what are the function of nucleus inside the cell? The main function is cell compartmentalization. How it is done? Because with the help of nuclear envelope separates inside chromatin from the surrounding cytoplasm and helps in compartmentalization. Then gene expression. Now what in the form of gene expression? The transcription. The site of transcription is nucleolus. So rRNA or RNAs are synthesized inside the nucleolus. Then the whatever the post transcription modifications are there, they also happens inside the nucleus. And when mRNA is coming out of the nucleus, it is matured form. We all know when mRNA is synthesized, first pre-mRNA is synthesized, which undergoes 3 types of modifications that I will explain in next coming lectures. So this pre-mRNA undergoes some type of modification to form the mature mRNA. What is mature mRNA? Which can express to form the proteins, and these modifications happens inside the nucleus. After that only it comes out of the nucleus. So I think you are pretty much clear with the things. These are the references from where the pictures and data has been taken. We can revise the slides. So what is the nuclear structure? We have nuclear membrane, outer membrane, inner membrane, perinuclear space. Then inside here fibrous lamina is there, which is act as a cytoskeleton. Then nucleolus inside. Outer the nucleolus we have the perinucleolar chromatin. Inside the nucleolus we have intranucleolar chromatin. Then here now you know the euchromatin, which is the active form, and heterochromatin, which is the inactive form of the chromatin. And how they are arranging? DNA is wrapping around the nucleosomes and linker DNA condensed to form chromatin fiber, which further forms the chromosomes. So got the points. So if you like the lecture, please subscribe the channel, and further we are going to discuss all the cell organelles and their functions inside the cells. And thank you very much for now. Thank you.